Welcome to The Proud Gardener. My name is Wendy Proud, and today we'll be talking about citrus in containers. Now there's two types of citrus that are particularly well in containers, and that is kumquats and lemons. Kumquats are natives of China and date back actually to about 1200 AD and weren't introduced into the US until the 1800s. The word kumquat actually means golden fruit in China, and if we cut one open you can see why. This variety here is Nogami. Nogami is the most commonly found variety in grocery stores and in nurseries, and you can see that the flesh on the the rind on the outside is actually very sweet, and then on the inside the fruit is actually a little bit on the sour side. Usually they have about 3 to 5 seeds per fruit. Now the thing about kumquats is they're meant to be eaten whole, all at once, rind and all, and that's what makes them so great. They're like little candies you can eat in the garden. Look at these adorable little pots with violas in them and the kumquat trees in the center. Their small stature allows them to produce fruits on such a small plant, making them great for balconies, patios, and even indoors in the kitchen. The other great thing about kumquats is that they actually are a little bit hardier than your typical citrus. They can survive temperatures well into the low 20s and perhaps even below with very little damage. Kumquats also like a slightly more humid environment, which makes them a great coastal plant. Lastly, they have a very small stature, again, as I mentioned earlier, so even in the ground, they only obtain a height somewhere around 10 to 12 feet. Another type of citrus I'd like to talk to you about today for containers are lemons. There's basically two types of lemons. You have the Eureka lemon, which is the store-bought lemon, which is also the sour lemon, very tart, very sour. And then there's the Meyer lemon. Meyer lemon has a slightly more orange skin, you can see, and it's actually the sweeter lemon. And the reason is because it's a lemon actually crossed with a mandarin. So it has a sweeter flesh. The other difference between these two lemons is actually the flesh inside. Let's cut them open so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the Meyer lemon here, and you can see it's got a slight more orange cast to it. And then if we look at the Eureka, we can see it's a much lighter color yellow. Also, the rinds are used for different things depending on the type of cooking that you're doing. And if you're a cook, you must have a lemon in your garden. One last difference between these two lemons is that the Meyer lemon is actually a little bit hardier than Eureka. So depending on where you are, you definitely want to take that in consideration. Now, lemons of all types can be pruned year-round in Southern California. Really doesn't matter. They produce multiple crops throughout the year, so you can have flower and fruit almost throughout the year. Go ahead and prune them at will when you need to. Not only are lemons beautiful, but they're also a unique fruit, adding freshness to many foods. Can be used as a great salt substitute, and on apples and avocados, lemon juice keeps these fruits from browning. My favorite part about citrus is the way they smell when they bloom. Who could resist a warm summer night with the smell of citrus in the air? It's wonderful, it really is. Takes me back to my childhood, it's great. For more information, please visit rogersgardens.com.